Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal, and I'm here with Throw Up Guy.
What's up? I'm Throw Up Guy. I did throw up this morning. I ate right before I worked out, hit legs, and then I threw up in the parking lot. So sue me.
Now, this is the second time you've done that.
Yeah, it's been a lot recently. I don't know why. It's whenever I hit legs, and it's whenever I eat right before I hit legs. So I'm starting to sense a trend. I should not.
You should not do that.
Yeah, no. I was literally eating in the parking lot before I went inside. I was feeling great, and then last set I just like, oh no. So I just ran downstairs. I literally sprinted into the parking garage and threw up almost on my car. It was cool. Athletic move.
Now, did anyone see you when you puked?
So there was maybe one person in like the back corner of the parking lot in their car. At least that's what I noticed when I kind of came back to consciousness. Because when you're throwing up, you kind of aren't.
You don't give
a
fuck.
No, I had to let it out. I just let it out twice, right next to my car, and then I looked up and I realized that there was somebody, but I don't think they saw me, and I don't think they knew who I was. So it's like, who cares, you know? Yeah. Chances are they didn't know who I was.
Yeah, chances are they could have also seen you, and they have no clue who you are. But for the rest of their life,
puke guy.
They'll probably like. If I witness someone run out of a gym and puke, that's a thing that it'd probably stick with me for my whole life. Not as like a main memory,
yeah,
but it's probably something I'll never forget.
No, that's true.
And so you'll probably never forget puking there in that moment.
I mean, I might forget puking there. I've puked like in a lot of places.
I remember every place I've ever puked.
How many times have you puked?
Not that many. That's my point. Is like it's a special thing.
I've done my fair share.
So you think you've puked enough to where, like, Shim has puked so many times that he can't keep track.
You start losing track after a while.
Yeah.
It's like I remember when I first started drinking, I'm like, oh, I know how many times I've been drunk. I don't know. Now it's like, who knows?
Yeah. I know. I started like, when I started drinking, I had like a very weird guilt complex. One thing you guys learn about me is I have a guilt complex with everything in life.
Yeah.
Like my whole life is built on guilt.
One way to live.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
a super great experience.
Really healthy.
To wake up every day from guilt. But like I was the same way where it's like, oh, I've drank 13 times and I can recall each of those 13 times. But once I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I think it's probably like 20, but I knew in my head it's like, dude, I've lost track. Yeah. I felt really bad about myself because I had this idea that like, damn, I drink a lot now.
But not really. You don't at all.
No, I know. But it's like you have to understand my brain.
But you got to chill on yourself. I don't understand. I understand your brain. I don't understand your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Like you get how it works, but it's fucking stupid.
I hear your brain, but it's so dumb. And it makes no sense to me because it's like, just chill.
No, man. Listen, I got to love my brain, though. It's my brain. I didn't pick my brain.
That's true.
I love my brain. My brain is beautiful, inside and out.
Mm-hmm.
My brain probably looks fucking gross. My brain probably looks like your puke. Think of a brain, though.
It was very liquidy.
Dude, but do you think your brain looks good?
I just spit on you. Sorry.
Where?
Wipe
it off.
It might have missed you. I didn't see where it landed.
No.
But it headed in your direction. So that's on me.
Do we talking about poop particles? Spit particles go everywhere.
Yeah, it's a good thing I brushed my teeth. That could have been throw up.
Yeah.
It could have been chunk.
That's true.
That would have been gross.
If you puked and then like we didn't have a toothbrush and then we recorded this episode and you spoke and a chunk landed, it would take a while before I forgave you for that.
Oh.
That'd be fucking gross.
Yeah. Remember when I spit all over your face and you liked it?
Huh?
What?
When?
It was off air.
Oh, off hair.
Off air. It was, remember when I took off all your hair and then spit on you?
Yeah.
You liked it. You told me to do it again.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I love like some of these episodes. I feel like I'm like that we're just having an aneurysm during the episode and it's awesome. You know?
I don't know what that is.
Just sometimes it's like I don't know what's going on and you don't either and they don't either, but it's so great.
I feel like that's most of our show.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like we're coherent people that like participate in society and other times I feel like we're just the worst.
I feel like very rarely am I participating in society.
Yeah.
I'm kind of an outcast, you know. I play by the beat of my own drum. I always beat my own drum. Anyways, if you want to get even more confused, I have a very confusing quote from our good friend Jordan Shim. that I had written down.
Yeah, the super famous guys. By the way, last week we had an episode with, or no, 2 weeks ago we had an episode with super famous actor Luke.
Yeah.
And you guys should just kind of like keep that. Like, if you guys follow him, let's just keep that name going.
Yeah, famous actor Luke.
Yeah. So like, I'm Narwhal. This is Kyle, or Big Chug, or Chungus, or
Sexy
Wood
man,
Piece, and
hottest podcast host.
yeah,
ever.
and then Jordan is Shim, and then Alec is Willig, and Luke is now known as super famous actor Luke.
Great. So, anyways, so Jordan said this. I have this written down for I don't know how long, and I have almost no context for this. But he says, a fever is when you're cold, or when you're so cold that you go crazy from shivering, and then you're hot like freezer burn.
So, was he high?
I would have, yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So I think we were talking about, like, you know, when you get a fever and you get really cold and you start shivering. He was saying, like, the reason you get a fever is because you're so cold. Then you start shivering, and then you get hot like a fever.
Okay.
And then you're cold again because you have a fever, and then it's like freezer burn because you're hot and cold. I think that's where he was going.
Okay, can we break it down step by step? And also, I will be honest, I don't really understand the freezer burn reference at all.
I don't either.
Because freezer burn is when you get like ice on the outside of shit that's in the freezer.
It's like you can burn yourself too from freezer. Like, it can be like a freezer burn. I think you can freezer burn yourself. Can you? I don't know.
I think freezer burn is just the term for when like your freezer's not sealed correctly, and then you get all that icy shit.
Yeah, but you know how like when you touch ice, the really cold liquid nitrogen, it like burns you.
Okay,
I think that's what he meant.
Okay, can you say it again?
All right, so a fever
is
when you're so cold that you go crazy. Like, you're freaking out. You're so cold.
You don't really go crazy, but okay.
Well, he said it, so it's true. You go crazy from shivering, and you're shivering so much that you're hot.
Oh, it's like this kinetic energy.
It's making you warm, and that's your fever. And then you're so hot like freezer burn. I don't know. It's like the mixture of like being so cold that you're hot.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was going for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
Then I also have another cool thought that I wrote down.
I have a cool thought that I didn't write down, but I want to mention after.
Give me your cool thought.
No, give me yours first.
Okay. Why can't we invent oil that doesn't need to be changed? That's just a morning thought that I woke up with one day.
I mean, because they use it. It's like gas. It's like the oil is being actively used. So if you have a bowl of cereal,
I'm just saying,
and you take a bite, there's eventually going to be no cereal left.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Oil. You know?
Oh.
I don't know. I realized there probably isn't a solution for that. I was just wondering, maybe. It's the same with batteries. I've said it before. Fuck batteries.
Yeah, no, batteries are fucking stupid. And batteries, like, can we make them last longer?
No,
like,
they don't want to. They can. They won't.
It's so, God, like, I spent so much money on batteries in my lifetime.
It's
actually crazy
how many total batteries I've used just on my Xbox.
Yeah.
On my controller.
Because my controller, like, you put 2 in, and that probably lasts for, like, if you play regularly, like us, a couple
weeks.
Yeah, it'll last you, like, 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
But, like, this fucking thing takes 4 batteries, and I replace them once a week, probably. So that's a lot of batteries.
That's just a cost that I've just not even thought about, of how much money we have spent on
dumb
batteries.
shit.
Just for this. Yeah, just for this, you've probably spent easily over $100.
Like $100 on fucking batteries.
Fucking batteries, dude. And they just get tossed out, and I don't really know what they do with them. But also, what do you do with your batteries?
Throw them in the garbage.
Shouldn't do that.
What are you supposed to do?
There's different ways of handling it. I don't remember what you're supposed to do, but my mom always had me put them in this little bag. We'd have like a Victoria's Secret bag under our sink. My mom's like, just put the batteries in there. I'm like, why do we have this bag?
Why does it have to be a Victoria's Secret?
I don't know. It's just like a little bag.
I hate to be the guy, but like if I have to go to like a special drop-off spot for my batteries, I'm probably not going to do it.
What about
I know that I should.
What about composting?
Oh, I compost. Yeah.
You guys have a compost?
Yeah, we got a whole bin.
Nice.
Yeah.
In Seattle, it's illegal if you don't compost. Like, you can get in trouble if you throw food in your garbage.
That's good.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. Reduce, reuse, compost.
Yeah. Now, since we've spent so much money on batteries, you guys could help us out by becoming patrons at patreon.com/PIMS podcast.
Yeah, you could help pay for our batteries.
You could pay for our batteries, but you don't just pay us. You get extra content that no one else gets to see. There's 10 videos a month now on there. There's every single episode. We do like a little Patreon pre-show where we kind of come down, we sit here, we fiddle around with our wieners and our hands.
Talked about pre-cum and what else did we talk about?
That's about it.
I don't really remember what we
That's
talked
all
about.
we talked about.
Yeah, we didn't talk about much.
So, yeah, you guys can go check that out, patreon.com/PIMS podcast. And, yes. Now, I had a thought.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. I have two, and they're gonna
You had
seem
two thoughts.
They're gonna seem
All right.
really fucking dumb on the surface, but when you dig deep, that's what most of my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
They seem dumb, but if you let me like explain, then they're really cool.
You don't need to defend yourself. You heard what I just
Yeah.
read.
So I had this realization that like almost always a date in any context, like a date, all that really is like talking in different contexts.
Yeah,
And
it's
so,
talking
like-
in a different location kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was like, I really just got hung up on them. I was trying to think like, when is there a date where it's not based on talking as the foundation? Because if you go to dinner,
Movie.
okay, but that's one of them that I thought of. But like, let's just rattle some off. So you go to dinner,
Sex.
you're talking around food. If you go to
Sex.
like, okay, I'm rattling. We'll do those in a second.
Okay.
You go to dinner. You go to like an activity,
Go to
like
the park. Go ice skating.
ice skating, anything. It's basically talking. And my criteria was, if you went and did this thing and you didn't say a word the whole activity, would it be fucking weird?
Yeah.
And most of the time, all those things would be weird if you didn't talk to each other.
If you're with another person and you're doing an activity, why wouldn't you be talking? Like, what situation would you not be talking in?
Well, so then there's like movie, sex. Sex doesn't count as a date though.
No, yeah. Group massage, like it's massage maybe, but you're so relaxed, you're just not even talking.
Yeah, like a play or like something where you like a tour of something, some like tour of like a cool place.
If you get a couples massage,
Yeah.
let's say you and I got a couples massage, so we're like next to each other in the beds, and we each have a
We're not the couple though.
masseuse. What?
Like, are we with our significant
No,
others?
I'm just saying. Let's just say me and you.
Okay.
Just a boys' day. It's like
Yeah.
not gay or anything. Just a couple guys getting massages. Anyways, so we're both laying in our beds, getting massaged, getting rubbed down. Are we talking to each other?
You can.
Like, is it weird to be like,
I think
hey,
it's-
how's it going over there? And then there's like two masseuses that are also there, and it's kind of weird.
I mean, I would just do what I've seen in movies, I'd kind of base my experience off of what I think people do. There's a lot of things in life that when I do them for the first time, my like foundation for what is normal is based off of cinema, which is kind of weird because
that's why you shouldn't assume that sex is like porn.
yeah, no, sex is not like porn, guys. But like, yeah, that's a very good question, because if we went and got a massage, which I've never done, in the movies they make it seem like you lay there and like you're generally quiet, but they also like a lot of times there's scenes in massage places in comedy movies where like something goofy happens while you're getting a massage, like 40-year-old virgin. It's like at a massage parlor, I think, or it's like
Just get waxed.
waxed, but like that's probably not what getting waxed is like at all in real life.
Nah, if you were getting your chest waxed, I would be in there with you. And
Like,
you would
but
be
you think
screaming.
all the boys would be in there, like
I would love to be.
Snapchat, like filming Snapchats and shit?
I mean, I would want to. If you were getting massage, I wouldn't. But if you were getting your chest waxed, I would.
Yeah,
Would you ever do that? Please?
I would do it for content someday.
Nice.
Like if we hit like 200 patrons, I would.
All right.
I would. When we hit 200 patrons, I will get my chest waxed
Nice.
on video.
Can I do it? Actually, no.
No.
I want to film.
I want a professional to do it, but you can film it.
What if I get like my license? Like a massage,
Oh,
like
I
a
was
waxing
like-
license.
thought you meant like your driver's license.
What if I show you my ID? Does that help?
I mean, if you like go to a whole school program thing and become certified,
All right.
sure.
Cool. Well, I hope I want to get, one of my goals is to marry someone. Not like,
Same.
like marry
Same,
someone,
dude.
but like be the person that marries someone, like get ordained.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that my sister lets me do that at her wedding, but we'll see.
Okay. Now I'm not gonna. My thought isn't done yet about this whole date talking thing.
Okay.
I obviously like to do these experiments, and like I've done things where I didn't talk for a while. I've done like weird fitness challenges and stuff, and I was just thinking like, I get it that the purpose of a date is like you connect and like you do fun things and that you don't normally do. Like I get it. I'm not against dates.
Seems
but
like you're against dates.
I do think that we should like incorporate more of not talking with our significant others, like intentionally not talking. Like I think that I honestly believe this. I'm not trying to just be like some contrarian that like hates everything normal, but like I honestly think that you would get something and like have a different experience if you intentionally with your significant other go do something and you're like, listen, today we're going to go do this activity, but we're going to like not talk. We're going to just focus on like being there, like being present in the moment, but like not talking.
Okay.
Because I think you would get something else out of it that you normally wouldn't get.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I just feel like that might be something better to do with like an established relationship. Like a first date, not talking would be kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that.
But like a significant other thing, like, yeah, sure. If you're trying to do whatever, like meditate or some shit. What would you do though that's like not talking? Like go to an aquarium and just not speak, or go to the zoo and just walk around with your hands behind your back? Like,
yeah, but like,
nice.
I honestly think for aquarium, for example, if you went to an aquarium.
By the way, the Seattle Aquarium's like $60 a person. It's bullshit. I've gone on dates over there and it sucks. Not a good place for a date.
Yeah, we should like at some point we should do like a tier list of like first dates, like best and worst things to do on a first date.
Movies up there for the
because
worst.
I have some experience of like bad first dates or just things that I wouldn't recommend.
Okay,
but like. If you were to go to an aquarium and it's your girlfriend of like 2 years, like you can talk all the time. Like you guys talk a lot. You probably talk like maybe you live together. And obviously talking is good, but I bet your experience and like what you would pay attention to and like find engaging would be way different if you like from the get-go know that we're going to only focus on like being there. Like we don't like we're with each other. And like you can like engage with each other, like you can hold hands and like do shit that couples do on dates, but you don't talk because you're trying to like embrace what's around you more.
I like that. I don't think the aquarium's a good spot for that because there's just so many other things like kids running around and distracting shit. I feel like that might be a good thing for like a hike or a walk in the park maybe, or staring at the stars or some shit, not like fucking going in an aquarium and like looking at seals. Okay, because if I see otters, I'm sorry, I'm gonna want to talk. Like, come on, can we like see these? Like, you know?
Yeah. Okay. I have like when you mentioned that, I kind of thought of an idea that for me it sounds like a fun date. For a lot of other people, maybe not. But I want you to pretend you're my girlfriend, and I'm gonna tell you what this date is.
Okay, sweet.
So
can I be your boyfriend?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm your boyfriend.
No, be a girl because it's more fitting.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm more like a girl anyways.
By the way, I've never done an actual picnic in my entire life.
Really?
I've never done a picnic.
I've picked some, Nick.
But so we're going to get like the traditional picnic bag basket thing.
Where the fuck do you buy those, dude? I don't know.
They seem like heavy too. Those are big. You know those things? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna make some good food, whatever, before. Like you can talk before, but you're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna go to like some big open field that's like a cool place. In Washington, they got a bunch of shit like that.
Checker blanket.
Like, you're gonna bring a checker blanket and you're gonna like sit and eat and you're gonna just like chill there, do whatever you guys like to do. Maybe you like to like smoke weed, or maybe you like to just I don't know, whatever you guys do.
Cocaine, whatever.
Yeah, heroin, whatever. But like you intentionally decide we're not going to talk. I think that like during that experience of you guys eating and like maybe you like drink something and you hang out or you like walk around, it's like a beautiful place. If you were my girlfriend and we weren't talking, but we were just sitting there, if like we would learn stuff about each other just from looking at each other for that extended period of time.
What would you learn about me?
I don't know, but I'm just saying if we sat here.
Can we get like 10 seconds of silence and see what you can learn?
But we would need more than 10 seconds.
Okay.
But we can try it, sure.
That's true. We can cut it down, but we can do like 30 seconds. I'll put a timer on. 30 seconds of uninterrupted. You know what I mean. Uninterrupted silence.
Okay.
Okay.
No, wait. Make it a minute.
All right, 1 minute.
But we'll cut it down so you guys don't have to sit there.
Are we supposed to look at each other or?
Yeah, no. I mean, you can look around. You can look at the atmosphere. You can just embrace this moment with me.
Okay. Ready, set, go. Oh, thank God. Oh. Okay.
See, you couldn't even stand it. You couldn't
No.
bear a minute.
I think this is not the best place to be present in the moment because this is where we like do shit, you know? Like this isn't a place where I want to sit down and.
I will say I learned some things about you.
What did you learn?
And I learned things about this studio as well.
What did
in
you
just
learn?
1 minute.
What did you learn?
I learned that you were always had something moving.
I always had something moving.
Yeah, either your fingers were moving or your
Interesting.
mouth or your face. You were never just like stoic.
You look like you were crying at one point. Your eyes were watering a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying not to giggle, but I also noticed I wouldn't even have. I spent the time to go look at that thing, or like I was sitting here, but I looked at it and I realized I don't like the way the hole in that wall looks, and I want to get it patched up.
It's been like that for a long time.
That's what I'm saying is I'm learning things that have been around me this whole time, and I didn't even take the time to realize it.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool that you noticed that, but I don't get why doing that with another person is like helpful. How are we learning about each other? If you just noticed that.
I noticed your little mannerism.
All right, so my fingers move.
Yeah. That's something I didn't know about you.
I mean, I think I was just doing that because I was.
But
I think I always kind of keep something moving. That happens to me when I'm trying to fall asleep. Like, I'll be upset that I'm not asleep yet.
yeah.
You know, like I'm laying down, I'm tired. I'm like, why am I not asleep yet? And then I realize I've been moving the whole time. Like I've been shaking my legs or like.
But it's
doing
not on
something weird.
purpose though. Like you
No.
do that because you're trying to like get comfortable or go to sleep or something.
I don't even know why I do it, but I'll just do things where like I'm twitching. Like I'll literally be like shaking my hand or like twitching my leg.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I have to consciously stop doing it and then
Yeah.
like lay down.
It's so hard for me to just be in bed and just not move.
Yeah.
And like as long as you continue to move, you're not going to go to sleep.
Have I wow, I can lead everyone through something that I used to do when I was struggling going to sleep. It
Okay.
could be like a little meditation period we can do.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, should we try that?
I mean, how long like
It's
it's like a
I can make it.
I've
well,
heard like you count up to 100 or you count down from 100.
Oh,
Have you heard that?
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't work for me.
Okay. What is it?
I mean, I guess I won't guide you through it because it's going to be a lot of silence. But basically, what I do when I struggle with sleeping, like I had a long period of time where I was really having a hard time sleeping, and I had just like so much going through my mind that I couldn't. Depression, basically. Yeah, depression, anxiety, you know, those things.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
Depression, anxiety, and
Lack of
friend
sleep.
died.
That too. Yeah. So it was a
Super
whole
cool combo.
bad combo. So, anyways, what I would do is like I would be laying in bed, mind is just racing all over the place, can't stop moving, can't fall asleep. So I would lay on my back, and then you start from your feet up, and you clench your feet. You do it for like 10 seconds each. You clench your feet as hard as you possibly can, like whatever that means, and then eventually, like this whole time you're breathing and you're not moving your body and you have your eyes closed,
Yeah.
and then you release the tension from your feet, and you can feel like your feet will be kind of vibrating a little bit almost because the blood's flowing in there because you were just clenching them.
Okay.
And you try to feel like your energy is being focused out down through your feet. So then you
Okay.
slowly move up your body. So then you clench your calves, and then you release, and you feel everything release.
Okay.
Then you do your quads,
Yeah.
then your ass, then your abs, then your like chest,
just
then
go
your
up.
arms, and then all the way up into your face. And the best one is like when you do your face,
How do you clench your face?
you clench your jaw and just like close your eyes as hard as possible and like clench your jaw. Like, obviously you don't want to hurt yourself, but when I release every single time on the last one, when I release my jaw,
Feels so good.
dude, it's amazing, and it like knocks me out. Like I release my jaw, and my mouth just goes wide open. I just go, oh, and I'm laying on my back just with my mouth open.
It's
Like,
kind of dope. I
yeah,
gotta try that.
it worked a lot for me. So if anyone is struggling to sleep, I really do recommend that. It actually really worked for me and helped me a lot. So
Or
the more
just
you
take
know.
a shit ton of edibles and just go to another planet.
and that'll knock you out. That's a temporary solution.
You didn't hear it from me. I didn't just say take it.
Yeah,
So like I didn't encourage you guys to do it.
Nike, just do it.
Yeah.
Nike told you to.
Okay, this other thought that I had, yeah, so for that first one, maybe that's a dumb idea. I just think if I had a girlfriend, I think it'd be fun to try it.
Okay.
I've thought about actors, and I was getting like really deep one night, and like Luke was here, and like Luke was talking about acting,
Famous
and I
actor
was
Luke.
yeah, famous actor Luke was talking about acting
Nice.
and being famous, and
Mhm. And being Luke.
I was just thinking like, I was trying to think of like the type of people who are actors and like what is intriguing to them about the career of acting and why do people fall in love with acting. And now this is like a theory. This might not be true at all, but I realized,
I mean, this is a theory if you're coming up. Well, technically it's not a theory because there's no evidence behind it. Unless
So
there
it's
is
just
evidence.
some random
So it's just a thought.
idea. Yeah.
Give us your
But
thought.
I was thinking that at their core, I think actors are people that like I tried to break it down in steps. So I was like, all right, actors like to like portray other people or like become like have this other life in a way.
So you think they don't like their lives?
No. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm just saying that's something that like
that you've thought about.
Not that I think, but it's something that I bet there's some people that enjoy
Oh.
acting because they're not happy with themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure that like 100%. And there's people that like their whole life is like their life is being an actor.
Yeah.
So originally I was like, oh, they like playing other people and like telling these stories of other people. And I was like, all right, why do I think that? Like, why do I think they like doing that? What about it? And I was trying to break it down step by step. So the next thing I was like, they probably like doing it because they feel like they can maybe express these like emotions that like either they've had or maybe other people have, and they can do it in this art form to where like people can relate to it and like feel better or feel happy or like obviously, or even in depressing movies, you feel something.
Okay.
And it's like, so maybe that's why. Maybe it's like they want other people to see them and like feel some sort of way.
Okay.
And then I was like,
So they're trying to make people feel something.
yeah, that was like my logic. And I was like, all right, but like why?
Why would you want to make someone else feel something?
Yeah, like what? Like why? And I just think I came to the conclusion that I think actors at their very core, more than any other profession in the world, like care about like people. And like this sounds like a dumb thing, but I was like, out of anything in the world, I think comedians too. Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I was just like, damn, I think it's a very simple statement, but I think that actors like care about people because what you're doing is like, you're not only playing people, but then people watch that and feel something. And like every movie ever is starring people usually. I mean, there's like animated movies and
like a dog.
but like you never see a movie that's like about like
Wall-E.
like
Robots.
Okay, yeah,
Boom.
but I'm saying like you're not gonna see a movie about like a fucking tree and it's just like an hour. It's like a 2 hour long thing about a fucking tree just standing. Like
There's probably a movie out there.
like people are the foundation of this art form, and then people consume this art form, and it's like
it's all about the people.
yeah. And I just think that like it was really fucking cool when I had this like revelation. I was like, damn, like actors, Luke for example, and I can see that in Luke. Like Luke like cares about people, and it's like a very like basic statement, but I was like, that's really fucking cool because I don't know, it was just like I feel like I kind of understood better like why people think that that's important. Like any art form, there's people that don't really understand it, and I think for a while, it's not that I've always loved film and actors and stuff, but I like, for me, like I understand the love for podcasting, right? And like you and I both, and when I look at like a different podcaster, I know like what are some of the things about it that makes people fall in love with it, because like I'm one of those fans and stuff, and I do it. But there's probably other people that like don't really listen to podcasts, and they don't really get the like my infatuation with podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
So why do you think you want to be a podcaster? Like, why do podcasters podcast?
It's like because, well, I don't know. That's a good question.
Why do you do it? Why do you want to do this?
Because I love like entertaining people. I love being like the star of like I like being.
You like attention.
I like attention, and no, seriously, and it sounds
That's part
like
of it, yeah.
Like I like attention, and I honestly think part of it is like growing up. I like my sister was kind of the center of attention, not in a bad way, like, but I just was always the quiet one, and I think I kind of like craved some sort of like being the star in a way.
I feel that too.
Anyway, so, but like my point is with all of this, when I had this realization, I was like, I think I kind of get it. Like, obviously there's probably actors that don't feel that way. They do it for other reasons. But like, I kind of sat back and I was like, I get it now. Like, I get what could make you fall in love with acting. Because before I didn't really get it. I was like, that's cool, but like, I would never in a million years want to be an actor. But I can see how you could fall in love with it.
I just wondered, like, what makes someone fall in love with, like, accounting? You know?
I'm sure there are people that literally are in love with it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's harder for me to understand how someone could fall in love with that. And, like, if they really are in love with it, or if they, like, say they really like their job, but like,
I don't know how you could possibly fall in love with being an accountant.
yeah,
Like, other than you're gonna make good money. That's why people do it. Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, you're right. There are people that probably really like it. And yeah, I don't want us to sound like we're shitting on fucking accountants. But
yeah,
like, I was on the path towards maybe I'll be an accountant, and then I realized how much I would have hated my life if I was an accountant.
yeah,
And I don't know. I'm happy that both of us are actually going towards something that we love doing and are passionate about and want to do.
yeah.
Like, it's gonna make everything so worth it when
When
we
you
get
can
it.
do it.
Yeah, when I can do this for a living.
Yeah. No, that's actually. I actually asked my sister a very similar question, like probably a month ago. Like, we had this like heart to heart, and I was like, okay, so like, you say you love your job, Morgan. This was like a tough question, and I knew it was a tough question, but I wanted to do it in like a nice way where it didn't make her like feel bad. And I was like, you say this term like, oh, I love my job, and I was like, when you wake up in the morning, is that literally like, do you love it that much to where you wake up and all you want to do is like work this corporate job and like teach people at this company and like all this shit? And I was like, do you actually like, that's all you want to do? Because for me, I would fucking hate that. And she's like, she kind of thought for a minute, and then she's like, no, like, obviously if I wake up in the morning and I could do other stuff, like, I'm not going to choose to work for a corporate company. Like, that's not my favorite thing to do on like a weekend, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so what is your favorite thing in the whole world? And she was like, spending time with people I love. Like, that's her like main hobby, is like exploring and spending time with people I love. And I was like, okay, like, I think a lot of people could agree with that. And I was like, do you think that you could try to pursue, or do you have any desire to pursue a career where you could do that every day, where you could, all you would do is explore and spend time with people you love? And because I was like, well, I was like, for example, there's probably people that do that, like people that go
park rangers.
Well,
That's the explore.
Or just like people who have like big followings, like Instagram, like people can go, I don't know, I hate the term influencer, but like
that's literally what they do.
Yeah,
like they just,
there's people who travel, go take cool photos and like work with brands and like obviously
be hot.
You need a following. But I was like, my point was that there are people that do that every day. And she said, I thought it was really interesting. She's like, I get what you're saying, but she's like, I think that if I did the things that I love the most as a living, I wouldn't appreciate them and I wouldn't love them anymore. So she was like, she said, I truly don't think I could do like a job, like pursue what I love the most as a career, because I wouldn't love it as much and I wouldn't like appreciate it when I get to do it. So she's like, if I could just, she said, like, if I had like $100 million and like didn't have to work and I could just like hang out with people and just like wander around life with a shit ton of money, she's like, I would fucking get depressed and hate my life.
I would too.
And I never really thought about it like that. Like, you don't necessarily have to like wrap up your identity in your job and like all the shit you love in your job. I think there's people like me and like you who we have to do. I literally can't live my life happy and not be pursuing my like biggest dream.
Yeah.
But that's, I think we just have like different brains. But it was really interesting because she was saying like for her, the type of job she has, like a corporate job that to you and me sounds like fucking miserable. She's like, it's fulfilling because I like teach people and I interact with people, but she's like, but you're right. It's like not what I don't wake up like, fuck yeah, let's go to work today.
Yeah. But I mean, do you wake up and be like, fuck yeah, let's podcast? Actually,
yes.
Yeah, I kind of do.
No, like that's what I'm saying. There's like,
yeah,
I think there's a distinction that I never really thought of, is like, depending on how your brain works, like I could not do an office job for 8 hours and then come home and like then do like a podcast here and there, like, because that's my hobby or whatever. Like, it would ruin me.
Okay.
It would actually ruin me.
Question for you. Let's say podcasts are wiped off the face of the planet. You can't do anything with entertainment or editing.
Yeah.
What would you do as your career if you had to like start over, or you know,
like if basically the stuff I really enjoy, if I couldn't do that,
you couldn't do them, or maybe you didn't enjoy them, what would you do? Like, what do you think is the most
Dude.
John career you could think of that you wouldn't
I mean,
hate your life?
I don't have like that's the thing is I think I'd have to explore for a bit and try and figure out what else could I enjoy. I'd try a bunch of new shit, but like,
Is there anything that sounds like, oh, that might be cool?
like if I couldn't do YouTube, podcasting, social media stuff at all, I mean, I'd probably like the next closest thing is like traveling and doing like photography and shit, but is even I guess I
Let's
don't
say
but like
no cameras. No cameras.
yeah, like I don't
real job.
know. That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. I don't either.
I like there's nothing. And I think it would suck, but that's an interesting question cuz like you could probably ask that to certain people and they could come up with like alternative dreams, you know? But then I think there's some people where it's like I'm very all or nothing. It's like I either pursue my lifelong goal or I like hate everything.
Yeah, and then you wake up hating yourself every morning.
Yeah, but it's like
And then you hate yourself until you work, and then you just hate yourself not as much. And then you wake up hating yourself even more.
so moral
That's
of the
the
story.
cycle of John.
It's awesome. I just always hate myself.
Yeah, and I wake up feeling nauseous, and I throw up in my workouts and stuff.
So
I also wake up hating myself.
yeah.
That's the key to being a podcaster is just waking up just not enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Those are the best days for me when I wake up and I'm like, damn, I hate you.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm joking like I at my core I'm a happy person. And I'm joking when I say I hate myself, but like I do think that the foundation of any success I've ever had at anything, like being good at anything in my life is built on this idea of feeling like I like am not doing enough or working enough or like it's all based on that. Like if my brain was like I guess like normal where I wouldn't feel guilty about sleeping in an extra hour on a weekend or like not doing like I don't know.
Or just having a day where you just don't do anything.
Yeah, like if I did that and if my brain worked like that where my whole childhood growing up, like I didn't feel this sense of guilt, I wouldn't have done any of the cool shit I've done. Like I'm sure I would do some things, but I don't think we'd be sitting here right now doing this podcast trying to build this thing if I had this like normal brain.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not true because you never know.
I mean, it could have. Look, if you have a different brain, obviously it's going to change everything. So
Yeah.
you could be somewhere else. You could be
Yeah.
dead. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting though. Like my point is that there's certain parts that I hate about myself, but at the same time, those parts that are the most frustrating are the parts that like make me who I am. And I think everyone has that. Like
yeah, that's good.
the parts that like you struggle with in life are also the parts that make you you.
Yeah.
You know?
I know like for me, a big thing is like you say you wake up like hating or not hating yourself, but like feeling guilty and like using that guilt to
Motivate.
Yeah, so for me, it's like it's things with other people. Like if I feel like I've been a bad person to someone or I feel like I've done something wrong to someone, that like eats me alive. Even if it's the smallest thing ever. Like I'm such an overthinker when it comes to that. It could be the smallest thing where I make one comment and someone responds like not the way I expected them to, and I think about that the whole rest of the day. I'll think about that for a week.
Yeah. Damn.
Like, I can't let that go.
What about if you didn't say it, but if someone just comments something to you, will that like
something
could
negative
it,
to me?
Yeah, could that like because that's something like I've thought about is as the show grows, like we've had some haters, I guess, but it's not very serious. But like there's gonna come a day when someone messages you and it's like, yo, like can't believe you fucking said that. Like you guys are the fucking worst. I can't believe you. Blah blah blah. Like, would that ruin your day?
It probably would ruin my day.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's the battle between I know that I don't care about this person's opinion, but there's part of me that's like, I don't want someone saying that about me, and I want to change that because I don't want their perspective of me to be bad. But at the same time, I can't change everyone's opinion of me.
Yeah.
And so obviously I realize we say a bunch of weird, like we say things on here that a lot of people wouldn't say. And when I'm joking about like my depression and like hating myself, I don't currently hate myself, but the reason that I joke and say things about that is because there was definitely a time in my past where like all of that stuff was true.
Yeah.
Like literally hated myself. So I just want to keep that in mind for everyone that's like hearing that stuff and being like, oh wow, these guys they say stuff about depression and they joke about hating themselves. It's because I did.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
It's a
it
fucking
makes me
joke.
qualified.
Yeah.
So suck it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like, no, it's not like there was a lot. Well, first of all, like, that's why I realized like I gotta be moving forward as the show grows. I'm being more careful when and who I like engage with on the internet, and like when to bother responding to a message, or like when to just be like, I'm not even going to deal with it because it's going to take more energy out of and like time out of my day and like my happiness to deal with this shit than to just block this person and move on and forget they exist.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the balance, is like, as things grow, like it's still small, but there's certain times where I'm like, oh, like this person said this thing, and it's like, what am I doing? It's like, these are random ass people that, and like, there's this one episode where a while ago we had an episode that I still like, I stand by it. I think it's a great episode. I think it's funny. But Kyle and I basically read through the different like types or like terms for gay people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Were
like,
people offended by that?
There's been some newer comments on that episode. Not a lot. I'm not saying it's like a very small percentage of people, but like people are like, oh, listen, I liked you guys, but then I saw this and I just can't support this. Like you're blah, blah. Like they have reasoning, and I read through them and I'm like, okay, like I get what they're saying. I disagree though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's true. Like, and they'd say things like, oh, like, I think I get your intention, but this was like disrespectful to like the gay community and like whatever. And it's like, but stuff like that, I think you have to like, as the show grows and as you become more like in the public eye, you have to be like, at least for me, I have to know my intentions and like my heart as a person, and know that like, if you've listened to the show enough, you know that we're good people, and you know that we have nothing but love for every type of person. And so like, that doesn't mean that there's times when you or I or both will say stuff that maybe like you wish you worded it differently or whatever, but that doesn't mean that like I'm gonna like change like me or the way I talk, or like,
no,
like I'm not gonna go out of my way and like take down an episode because I see some people saying like this was rude. And it's like, we have a listener, I'm not gonna say his name just for the sake of privacy, but he messaged us after that episode came out, and he had recently found the show, and he's like, hey, like I just wanted you guys to know like I'm gay, and like I wanted to talk to you about some of the things you said on that episode, because like whatever, like I think he was a little upset by or like offended by them or whatever the case.
Or I think the situation was he had listened to part of the episode and he hadn't listened to the full episode.
Yeah, so he listened to like half of it or something, and then like messaged us about it and said he like stopped listening to it. And we engaged, we went back and forth, and we were like, listen, man, like it's all love. There's no sort of like hate, and I don't know, like I'm sorry that like I'm really sorry that it came off that way. Like we're gonna do better, whatever. Like I think we handled it the best we could.
Yeah. And he ended up being
and then he went and he listened to it, and he was like messaged us again like a couple days later and was like, hey, I just wanted to say, like, I don't know how he worded it, but essentially he's like, I understand, and like I changed my perspective, I guess, of the way that you guys like went up. I don't know. I guess he was like against it and then he was for it. But my point is that like, I don't know, at least for me, there's gonna be, I know for a fact there's gonna be times when we say some shit, or there's some haters or people that like try and cancel you or some shit. But it's like, if you're a good person and you can now listen, if we had some episode about gay slang and then people go listen and a year ago they see an episode where we're fucking like, oh yeah, that's fucking gay, man, and we like,
yeah,
like if you can see that, then you realize like, all right, these guys are fucking pieces of shit. But I just think that the internet is a very strange place, and the way people interact, like Twitter and comment sections and messages, it's not real life, and that's not how people communicate. And I think anyone who ever would talk to us could know that, like, yeah, maybe we've said some things that some people could view as like fucked up or like whatever, but
for sure we
have, and it's like some people aren't gonna like it, and that's life. But like, I know, and I think anyone who knows us enough, has listened, knows that we're good people. And I think at the core, like, I don't know. I just think, in my opinion, I even re-listened to the episode a couple times, and I was like, I just disagree.
Yeah.
Like, I disagree with what they're saying, and that's fine. Like, you can disagree with people, and there's going to be people that think, hey, man, I think that was fucked up. And I'll say, sometimes I'll be like, you know what? That was fucked up. But sometimes I'm going to say, okay, I don't, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you could take a clip of a lot of episodes, the smallest clip ever out of context, and it looks terrible. And you can do that for a lot of things. And people have done that for a lot of things where people get canceled because of the smallest clip ever off of something.
Yeah.
And really, there's more context to it that people don't see. At the end of the day, it's like, if you're going to take that little clip and blow it way bigger than it is,
yeah,
that's kind of on you. And there's not much I'm going to do about that, because at the end of the day, I know what I said, and I know I watched the whole episode. I lived the whole episode.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a terrible person.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, yeah, that's a big thing, is like context is huge. And on the internet, a lot of times it gets
taken away.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I mean, there's always going to be people that disagree with you. And I don't know. I think not even just in the internet stuff, but in life, like there's going to be times when people like have confrontations and like disagreements. And a lot of times, at least when I was younger, I think I got like really scared of those confrontations or like disagreements or like hate. I have air quotes, hate messages or something.
Like you're taking it as hate, but really it's
they're
like giving their opinion.
And that's fine. And so someone will give their opinion, and maybe they don't like what you said, and maybe you don't really like their comment, but that doesn't mean that like you have to listen to it necessarily.
Or it doesn't mean that either person's a terrible person either.
Yeah.
Because I've said things that John doesn't like, and we move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I don't know.
So I don't know. How did we even get here?
I don't know. You started it.
Moving on, I think we need to have a little moment of recognition or a somber appreciation, because sadly I have unfollowed Guy Fieri from the PIMS account.
Why? he posted a lot. He was always on that timeline. And I was just like, dog, he's not replying to our DM.
That's what I'm saying. It's like every day I'd open up so if you guys don't know what we're talking about, a few months ago we made an episode where we were trying to get celebrities on our show, and we had a list of like 6 people.
0 for 6.
Yeah, and we DM'd like Eminem, Zac Efron,
Pete Carroll, Guy Fieri,
Josh Peck,
Brian Baumgartner.
Really strange group, and we followed them, and we've been following them hoping they'll reply and see that like, oh, we didn't just DM them and then unfollow them. But listen, I got really sick of seeing Guy Fieri's post because
always popped up on the timeline.
Yeah.
Always number 1. It was the first thing that popped up. It was always fucking Guy Fieri. And I'm like, dude, it just made me like regret that I even sent that message.
Yeah. And like, he's a cool guy, and the posts are never negative, but it's like, for some weird reason, it made me feel worse. And it's not that I don't like him. It's just that every day I just get I see it and I get reminded that he ignored us.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't need this in my life. I don't need more Guy Fieri posting about food right now.
Yeah. It's also just strange to pop up on a podcast timeline like Guy Fieri. I don't know. It's weird. Like our timeline is just kind of strange.
Yeah, because we follow a very few amount of people on the PIMS account. And so like usually that's the thing too, is it's kind of annoying because every time I'd open it, it would be like only Guy Fieri.
Yeah, every time he popped up.
Yeah, so he is unfollowed. I'm still undecided on if we should unfollow like Eminem and Pete Carroll.
We'll see who starts popping up now, and if someone starts popping up, boot him.
Yeah. But
what if he replies now after we've unfollowed him? That's a bad look.
Yeah, it's a really bad look.
I guess we just refollow him, but.
Yeah. But guys, we've said this before. I wanted to remind you all, though. The other week my computer died, and we talked about that. But now things are back up and running, and I'm hoping by the time you guys listen to this, we've already had a 1 or 2 gaming streams on Wednesdays. So my point is
2.
Okay. So if you guys are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should definitely go subscribe over there. We're doing weekly content streams, so we'll be playing different video games. Kyle will do some cooking episodes.
We'll do it all.
And we've been playing it for a long time, and we've had a lot of issues, but we're glad that it's finally up and running. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, to go check it out over there.
Yeah, I'm knocking on wood right now because you just said everything's perfect, and
we don't know.
I don't know that it is, but we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, should we hop into our segments?
Let's do it.
Okay, today we got A and F, and this is the battle bracket.
Perfect.
So, Kyle, who aced it this week?
Hulu aced it because they're bringing Freaks and Geeks to Hulu. I'm so happy about this.
Let's
John sent me
fucking
the tweet.
go!
I am so. Do you know when when it's happening? I didn't really.
No, I think soon though.
Look. Okay, I'm so excited. I love Freaks and Geeks. If you guys have Hulu and when that comes up, please watch that show. It's where a bunch of people got their start, like James Franco, Seth Rogen, Lindsay Cardinelli, Shia LaBeouf's in it,
and the fucking girl,
Martin Starr's in it.
Rashida Jones is in it.
Jones is in it. There's a woman from fucking Mean Girls in it. The dark hair.
I don't know.
I think she's in it.
But you guys have to understand, this isn't
Jason
like
Segel's in it, or
Yeah.
Seagal, or whatever the fuck. No. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah,
yeah.
Seagal, I
I
think.
was gonna say Steven Seagal, but that's a different person.
Yeah.
Jason, whatever.
But you have to understand that like this isn't. There's a lot of shows that have big name stars, but this isn't like they went and recruited these cool people. This is like
all started.
All of these people were like no names.
And it's one season about these high schoolers, and it's just it's so wholesome. It takes place in like the 80s or something.
It's hilarious.
Great soundtrack too. It's hilarious. It's only one season. It's really sad.
It's so sad
it got canceled, but it's kind of perfect because.
And it might have
ruined.
one of the best endings from what I remember. I just remember writing. I don't even remember how it ends, but I remember writing down in my phone that I think that show had one of the best endings.
Well, it's because it didn't end. It just like the season was over and it didn't get renewed. Like,
I know, but
there
like
was more they were gonna go further with it. But I guess where it did end at that season is kind of a good ending.
I don't even.
I remember.
Don't
the
say
ending.
it.
I'm
but
not gonna say it.
I don't even remember how it ended. I just know it was really good.
We know what the worst ending is. All time, Dexter. Worst ending ever.
I gave up on that show, and I just because I kept hearing people say it gets horrible.
It does.
So I just stopped watching.
Yeah, it's. Anyways, what's your A?
Former Miss New Zealand broke the Guinness World Record for the most chicken nuggets eaten in 60 seconds.
Damn, Miss New Zealand. Okay.
So let me.
That's actually crazy.
Her name is Nella Zisser. Very New Zealand name. What are they called? Kiwis?
The Kiwis, yeah.
So it's like,
dude, seeing people do hakas is one of the coolest things. Like after seeing a group of people do a haka, I want to run through a wall.
Is that one of the dances?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought those were like tribal things. Like
the people they do that in New Zealand. They do it before like all their games.
But I thought it was like from like if you're a Pacific Islander or something.
Yeah, people from New Zealand are.
Wait.
Yes.
But like
they all have like a lot of them have like the tribal tattoos.
When I think of New Zealand, I think of like pasty white. That like,
they're not like super white, but like
I'm thinking of like way different people. I thought the people that do like haka dances are like
from New Zealand do that.
I know. I'm just mind blown.
I mean,
I thought. Wait.
It's one of the islands, you know.
Where like Samoan people? Where are they from?
Samoa.
Where is that?
I don't know.
Because that's what I think of. But I think that's on like the other side of the planet.
People in New Zealand 100% haka, and it's
not
like a big
disagreeing
thing
with
for
you.
them. They do it before all their games. There's a video of the New Zealand basketball team doing it against the U.S.
I'm sure you're
and
right.
Then they lost by like 60.
I'm just like so mind blown because I thought when I think of New Zealand, I think of like Norway type people.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, the tribal people are the people that like live there, like you know. So
yeah,
those are the like original New Zealanders.
But like New Zealand in my head is basically Australia. It's like right. It's like, and they have similar accents, and they're kind of near Australia. So yeah, this Nella Zisser sets Guinness World Record for eating chicken nuggets. So it says the former Miss Earth. Wait, Miss Earth New Zealand.
What? I thought it was Miss World or Universe.
Miss Earth New Zealand.
Also, how do we decide what Miss Universe is? You know, there's a lot of other people in Universe. I think it's kind of rude that we're just saying this is Miss Universe.
Well, we're the only ones we know.
Don't even call it that then. Just call it Miss Earth because it's literally that's perfect.
Yeah, Miss Earth New Zealand. Maybe they used to call it Miss Universe and they thought that was insensitive to the aliens, so they changed the name.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely still call it Miss Universe.
Yeah. Miss Earth New Zealand made the fast food gone in 60 seconds. So basically she had 60 seconds to eat, and they don't do it by like number of nuggets. They do it by grams because some places have bigger nuggets than others. So she gulped down 295 grams, which is 10.5 ounces, which I don't know how much that is, but it says that this equated to 16 nuggets
in 60
seconds.
That's impressive.
And from my understanding, yeah, she did it it's on the Guinness World Records like YouTube channel.
I mean, Matt Stoney's going to crush that.
I don't know though, because don't you think he would already have had the record if like it seems like a pretty basic thing that he could have crushed a long time ago.
Probably something that there's so many food records with time, like with different types of food that he can't get every record.
That's true.
He could beat a lot of records.
Actually, yeah.
He just
Now
has
that
to
I
pick and
think about
choose.
it, he could 1,000% do more than 16 nuggets in a minute.
You think Joey Chestnut's eating more than 16 nuggets in a minute? Yeah, he is.
How many?
The man ate 70 hot dogs in like 15 minutes. Or it might have been 10. Like, he can eat 16 nuggets.
Yeah, he could.
In a minute.
Now that I think about it, like Matt Stoney could take 16 nuggets in his hands and do it in like 4 gulps.
Yes. He could probably get like 30. I don't know.
He could do like
really
50.
No idea. 50 maybe in a minute.
Damn.
Oh, that sounds
awful. Well, now that you say that, this seems less impressive. But
that would be cool to hold a world record, even if you're not the best in the world at it. Like, you still hold it.
So she has 252,000 subs. So go sub to her, I guess.
But sub to us first.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. Who failed this week?
I have a couple. One of them, this one will be quicker. Kylie Jenner, because she has poor water pressure, and everyone was laughing about it.
Yeah, I saw the photo. How do you have a like $100 million? I don't even know how much her place is, but like
A lot.
let's say $100 million mansion, and you got that shitty water pressure. Like,
It
come
almost,
on.
I almost wonder if she did that on purpose. Like, there's no way she has that water pressure. I don't believe it.
What do you think she did?
Maybe
you think
she
she
just turned
went
it
in
on
there
really
and-
low, and then people would talk about it, and then boom, now it's like everyone's talking about Kylie Jenner again.
Do you think she needs more people talking about her than
She
already?
might want more people talking about her. She's a billionaire.
Yeah,
Every
like, that's
billionaire wants
enough.
people talking about them.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could have been calculated. She could just have shitty water pressure, and that sucks.
But I will say, at the same time, if I'm her and like, I kind of get it. Like, just because you're rich doesn't mean that you don't avoid doing like chores the same way other people do. Like, I'm sure rich people also don't like getting oil changes or like
They have people do it for them.
I know, but
They have someone come to
shit
their house
like that,
to change
like
their oil.
you've ever had something like that you need a fix and it's like a simple fix, but you just like put it off
Every single day.
Yeah, so like I kind of get it because maybe she's like, yeah, I wish this was water pressure was better, but like, and like I have the money, and that's why people are criticizing her because it's like you have so much money, but
Maybe
it's like
she likes low water pressure. Maybe she has sensitive skin.
yeah, or maybe she's just like that would require me to call someone, and then I have to plan a time for them to come out here, and
Yeah, it's just a weird thing to like get roasted for, like you're of all the things you could have made fun of her for, you're making fun of her water pressure, and people were like obsessed with her water pressure.
I mean, it was kind of
online.
funny.
It was kind of funny, but it's like I'd be fine with that. People are gonna make fun of my water pressure.
Yeah.
There's worse things you could say about me.
Yeah.
Anyways, so my second F, speaking of worse things you could say. Okay, so the general manager of the New York Mets, well, now former general manager, Jared Porter, he was just found out to have been sending dick pics to this international baseball reporter. I guess there was a lady that worked within baseball, and he had sent 62 unresponded to text messages. A lot of them were saying like, hey, you're really cute, and like smiley faces and stuff like that. And then he had sent like selfies and shit. And then he sent like a dick pic. And yeah, so it sucks to be a Mets fan because first of all, you guys just have the work, like everything goes wrong with your team.
And the Knicks too.
And this is coming from a Mariners fan where nothing goes right, but everything goes wrong for the Mets.
Wait, so the Mets, but they still
Mets
have a
fans
better overall like
history. Yeah, they do. They've won a
and
World
just
Series.
chance of like anything.
Yeah, you're also in New York. You're in a
Yeah.
huge market. But yeah, so the Mets, they finally had something good happen. They traded for Francisco Lindor. People were pumped about this guy, about Jared Porter getting this trade off,
Yeah.
and then boom, he's just the worst person ever. He's a scumbag. So
Wait, so was he the manager though? Like, was he a good manager?
he's
in
a
terms
general
of
manager.
baseball?
So he's the one that like,
yeah, but was he good?
well, this was his first time being a general manager.
Oh, he literally
He
just
literally
got hired.
just got hired.
Oh
Made a
my
trade, made a
God.
huge blockbuster trade, and then this story comes out. And
Dude.
apparently ESPN was sitting on the story for a while, waiting to drop it because the woman didn't want it to drop while she was still in the industry because she
Oh.
didn't want it to affect how people look at her. So I think she's out of it. They didn't release who it
God damn.
was. But like, bro, guys, okay, sending a dick pic is never cool if someone doesn't ask for it.
Yes.
Like, just don't send unsolicited dick pics ever.
And guys, another thing, maybe we can come up with a number on how many unresponded to texts.
1, 2, probably 2, 3.
I'd say 3 is like the max. Because there's a rare times when you could send 2 and maybe like they got in a car accident or something crazy where they didn't respond.
Yeah.
But like if you send more than 3 texts and they don't respond, They don't want to talk to you. And the
Yeah.
fact that he sent 62.
That
Did you
is-
guys realize how many 62 is?
It's the classic case of 60. That's a lot of scrolls and a lot of messages.
I'm trying to think of
like how many
one message, then a photo, and then maybe like a 2-line message.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of scrolling.
It's a lot, and then his dick's in there too. And then he was trying to claim that like it wasn't actually his dick; it was like a stock image or some shit, but it was totally his tiny little dick. Yeah, this is just another example of a white dude that's in like a powerful position that thinks he can do whatever he wants.
And
And
finally, they're doing something.
finally, people are doing
Let's
something about it, so
go.
I'm happy about that. So, fuck you, Jared. He's now one of the worst Jareds ever. There's a lot of bad Jareds
Oh
out
my
there.
God.
Jared from Subway, him. Can't think of any other Jareds.
I'm sure
but
Jared's
they
the
all
worst
suck.
name.
So if your name's Jared, I'm sorry.
Shout out to you, Jared, if you're out there. Like, not that Jared, but like a different Jared that's
Yeah.
listening. I have 2 Fs this week. The first one's kind of quick. Turns out the storyline of I Am Legend takes place in 2021, and it centers around a zombie outbreak caused by a vaccine.
Interesting. That's fuck.
So all I'm saying is it's 2021, and there's a very big vaccine going out. I don't know, man. It could be foreshadowing.
That's really gonna suck if we all turn to zombies. But if you kind of think about it, that would be kind of funny.
No,
Like, in a weird way, it's kind of funny. It's like, really, this happened.
no, like
We're all zombies now.
Yeah, if the zombie outbreak happens and like everyone we love dies and Kyle and I are left and we're like maybe we're hiding out at like the top of a skyscraper and we know we're fucked. We're like it's just a matter of time till the zombies climb up the side of the building and eat us. I think I could look at you in the eyes and like I think we could have a little chuckle.
It'd be like, this has been real, but this is about to end.
And we could be like, it's kind of fucking hilarious that it happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I hope people need to, take that.
Huh? People need a take. I agree.
I was like, yeah, don't worry about it.
okay.
Let's cut that out.
Okay, we won't.
Great. That
Cool. My
my
next
brain
F.
just fucking froze.
Lost passwords lock millionaires out of their Bitcoin fortunes.
Oh, I heard about that.
So there's a guy. I mean, there's multiple people in particular, but this article is about one guy. So it says Bitcoin owners are getting rich because the cryptocurrency has soared. But what happens when you can't tap the wealth because you forgot your password to your digital wallet?
How does that happen?
So there's a guy named Stefan. Stefan Thomas is a German-born programmer living in San Francisco. He's a programmer, and he can't even.
Yeah,
and
he could hack into that shit.
it says living in San Francisco, has 2 guesses left to figure out his password that is worth $220 million.
But isn't there something like Bitcoin can do, or someone can do?
Well, it's not even through. It's like through. It's his digital wallet and whatever. Yes, so it's called Iron Key. So the password will let him unlock a small hard drive known as an Iron Key, which contains the private keys to a digital wallet that holds 7,002 Bitcoin.
How much is that equal to?
$220 million.
Oh,
Because the price has so he. I assume he bought it back in like 2012 or something when it was like, because it used to be like 7 cents or some. I don't know if that's true at all, but
Really?
it was like some really low number. Now it's like insanely expensive. So it says, while the price of Bitcoin dropped sharply on Monday, it is still up more than 50% from just a month ago when it passed its previous all-time high of around $20,000. So do you
Jeez.
remember back in freshman year of high school, there was a week time when I vividly remember I came to school and like everyone was talking about like, yo, like,
was that freshman year of high school?
yeah,
Ouch.
2012. And I remember people talking about like, yo, like, yeah, my dad bought some Bitcoin, or have you heard that like this Bitcoin thing is like going crazy? And obviously I'm a freshman. I didn't know shit about it and I didn't even really care.
I still don't know shit about it.
But apparently it's just soared insane. Like I heard that if you were to spend like $100 or like $60 on Bitcoin in 2012, it would be like over hundreds of millions of dollars right now.
That hurts.
Anyways, so it says the problem was that Mr. Thomas years ago lost the paper where he wrote down the password for his Iron Key, which gives users 10 guesses before it seizes up and encrypts its contents forever. Since he has tried 8 of his most commonly used passwords formulations to no avail. It says, there's a quote, I would just lay in bed and think about it, Mr. Thomas said. Then I would go to the computer with some new strategy and it wouldn't work and I would be desperate again.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine how frustrating that would be knowing that you just have to think in your brain for a password you made 7 years ago for $220 million.
And you only have 10 total guesses.
Yeah. I've been there with an iPhone where I accidentally I tried to change the password because someone found it was in high school. Someone took my phone and they're like, "Oh, I know your password." And I got your phone and I was like, "Oh shit, let me change that real quick." And then I changed it. I don't remember what I changed it to, or I did a typo and I changed it. And then I couldn't get into my phone and I had to go to T-Mobile and they couldn't unlock my phone, so I had to get a new one and start from scratch.
Now picture that, but instead of a phone, $220 million.
I can't even imagine. I was stressed out.
And you can't go anywhere to have them reset it. You're just fucked.
Is there really just no way?
I understand the purpose that these services serve, like, and people always say, like, if you're doing investing or like anything with sensitive information and like money involved, you should, like have 2-step authentication and like don't use the same password everywhere and like all this stuff. And I get that, but at the same time, like situations like this are what make me think about how much better his life would be if he just had a little less security. If he just didn't bother with that, where like he didn't use this complex thing that's going to encrypt it, he could just try a million times and eventually maybe get it. Or if he didn't use this special, like, digital wallet, if he just, eventually he forgot his password, he could contact the company and just reset his password.
I feel like there's got to be I don't know anything about technology or anything at all, but this is coming from someone with no knowledge. I feel like there's a way to do it, right? There's got to be.
No, because not with these these things are built for like intense security, like internet's like security. So I'm sure with most companies, most programs, yeah, you're right. But I think with these things, it's like, listen, when you sign up, there's 10 guesses ever.
But someone made that firewall, right? So I don't even know what a firewall is, but someone made that barrier.
Yes.
So can't they deconstruct the barrier?
Well, I think it's one of those things where like technically there's probably an employee that could reset his password, but it's like based on the laws and like their company policy, they just don't.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this dude's clearly his money. Let him get it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, have you heard how Apple, like if a family member dies, Apple won't unlock that phone.
Yeah. And
I think that that's a good thing in the grand scheme of like the world, because it means that they value privacy over everything.
Yeah, I mean, they don't, but I mean, they like know everything about you.
I mean, yeah, there's like companies stealing data and sending it to China, and like that's a whole different conversation. But I just mean in terms of like that type of stuff, like they won't. And like if there's I think there's been stories of like terrorists have done things, and the Apple won't let the government into their iPhone. And I think the concept of that, I think, is a good, in my opinion, a good thing.
I would agree.
Even though it seems like on the surface, it's like, dude, if you could catch a terrorist by hacking into his iPhone, you should do it. I get that, but I just think that it's like the privacy's good.
It's good. I'm glad that you have I don't know what's on your iPhone, but I guess I'll never know because it's so fucking private.
Yeah. So just know if I die, you'll never get to see all those things that I said about you on my phone.
What do you
or all that information that I'm hiding about you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know the information about me that you're hiding.
No, you know, but you don't know that I know.
Oh, okay.
So all those things that you think no one knows, I know.
Oh, should I start telling you all my secrets and see if we can verify whether or not you know it or not?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna
right now. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we just. Dang! I just told John 10 secrets and he knew all of them.
Yeah,
cut it out,
yeah,
though.
they're super juicy secrets that no one's ever going to get to hear.
Dang. Hopefully no one gets this lost footage.
Maybe on Patreon, patreon.com/PIMS podcast to
I'll
pay
tell
for our
my
batteries.
Deepest, darkest secrets. It could be one patron can pay for one pack of batteries. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Go get food, and then we're going to start a stream where we're going to play some Warzone.
Battle bracket, bitch.
Oh, fuck.
All
okay.
Right.
Real quick.
This is the battle bracket time. All right, our matchup. My thing is when you send a video in the group chat and someone actually likes it and thinks it's funny and actually watches the video. And John says, when you hear someone you like walk in your house.
Yeah, so like if you're have a girlfriend or like a friend you haven't seen in a long time and you know that like within an hour they'll be there, but you don't know exactly when, and you're like in the living room and you hear the door open and you hear like Luke and he goes, "I'm here," or like that feeling you get when someone you've been anticipating shows up.
Okay.
In your house. Do you know that? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about. It just that's so specific, and I can't even really like think about how I'd be feeling in that situation.
Oh, dude, come on, you know. Okay, I'm gonna try and take you down memory lane.
Okay.
You're in your old house. You're upstairs in your bedroom. Maybe your mom has been gone for the weekend. Maybe she like camping or whatever she does. I don't know.
Okay.
And you just hear the garage door open. Don't you? You get a feeling of like, oh my God, like my mom's home. She's safe. I love her.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll defend mine. John is a person that sends more videos than anyone I can possibly think of. I feel like you
Luke sends a lot too.
Okay, you and Luke. Yeah,
no one watches mine. It's annoying.
I just don't think. Yeah, a lot of the times I do watch them and like I just
don't
really
think they're funny.
No, sometimes they're funny. I just don't really respond to them. I'm like, sometimes I'll be like, huh, and then move on. But anyways, actually the one that you did send the other day on Twitter, those are different tweets. I always look at your tweets.
It's the same shit
when you send it to me over text for whatever reason. When you send me a link to a YouTube video over text, I usually don't want to watch.
But those are sometimes those are way better than funny tweets.
Yeah, I have been let down by some videos people have sent me in the past.
Yeah, but you just gotta keep giving them chances.
Anyways, but isn't it such a good feeling when someone actually responds to a video you send?
Yeah, but like, you never fucking do.
Yeah,
no one does.
If
so, I don't get to experience that feeling.
But if someone did, how good would that feel to you?
It would feel really good.
Yeah. So would that be better than someone walking into your house that you've been expecting?
I don't know.
I don't even know how to compare these feelings, because one of them is like a bigger, a grand scheme, like. I haven't seen this person in years, and it's so exciting. And this one's like someone liked something that I sent.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking. I wasn't thinking in that grand of a scenario. I was thinking more of like your mom gets home and you're across the house and you just know your mom's home now. Okay. Do you not get any sort of good vibes from that?
No, I don't.
Are you like, oh God damn it, my mom?
No. I'm not like mom. I'm like, oh, how was your day? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't live with my mom anymore, John. So,
okay, yeah,
can't relate to that.
Let me see. When you send a video in the group chat and someone likes it, I do think it's. If someone's like LOL, it's like all right. But if someone responds like dying and they're like that was fucking hilarious, that's a really good feeling.
It is a good feeling. So I don't know. Like I'll be honest, the trying to think. How do I?
Which one would I rather?
Like, would you rather have someone enjoy a video you watch, or your mom come home from work?
My mom's I can always count on her most likely coming home alive.
Yeah.
So like, I think this one gets more watered down because I experience it all the time.
I would agree. I think Okay. Wow. Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, because my mom would always come home at like the same time, it does get watered down. It's like, oh, you're home. Okay, like this is just usual. I don't know. It's not something super special.
No, I get it.
But I love my mom so much. I love my mom so much.
Yeah.
Just the thrill of someone enjoying a video.
It's pretty good.
It's just something else.
When someone likes your humor, it's a good feeling.
Okay. I don't even know. I don't even want to try to write that whole thing. I'll write that later.
Okay. Cool, guys. Thank you all so much for listening. We love you all. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get us to 3,000 subs and check out our streams on Wednesdays, and the Thursday episodes are going to be always streamed from now on, hopefully, unless my computer dies again. Kyle, where can they follow you?
Instagram at KyleStafford36. Follow the podcast at PIMS Podcast. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. There's, like I said, new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Feel free to DM us on Instagram. We love talking to new people. If you just started listening or whatever, you never message us, send us a message. Say what's up. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye. Leave a review on the Apple Podcast app.